Last Friday's surprise announcement, John Boehner's resignation, underscores the GOP disarray and the revolt, while also reminding us of the ineptness of Congress. Not that we necessarily need to be reminded. In fact, in June, Gallup did a poll of confidence of large institutions. All three branches of government came in well below 50%. Look at Congress, though, clocking in at a total of 8% confidence. Boehner's departure is a big win for conservatives, but are they really false prophets? And what faction is going to win the hearts and souls of the Republican Party? Joining me now, Congressman Marsha Blackburn and former Massachusetts Senator Scott Brown. Congressman Blackburn, I'll go to you first. It's getting really ugly. Got it worse over the weekend. John Boehner lobbed a few, going away observations at his fellow Republicans. How's it going to play out?
Oh, I think it's going to play out with a new group of leaders. But Charles, I'll tell you one thing right now. If we don't straighten out our messaging and communications, there is not going to be a successful leadership for anybody or a successful speakership for anybody. The American people rightly deserve action. They want to know what we're doing, when we're doing it, and they want to see bills get to the president's desk. And you know what? They're right.
Senator Brown, I think that no matter what side you're on here, that's a great point. This was labeled the Do Nothing Congress, and a lot of times Boehner just assumed or said, listen, it's not going to work out mathematically, almost like why go through the process, and that angered a lot of people, sure, particularly after the midterm elections.
Well, I said when we actually started the new session that Boehner should start putting things through the House and send them over to the Senate, and then Mitch, hopefully, even though they don't have a supermajority, would send it to the president. Let the president be the bad guy. So I agree with that philosophy. By the way, Marsha represents my daughter down in Tennessee, and she's a wonderful, hardworking congresswoman for Tennessee. But when he talks about the false prophet issue, and we had a nice conversation yesterday, and I was left with one question. What about the people who aren't conservative, who are Republicans? Are they going to have a voice? Are they going to have the ability to get there?
I guess the argument is that they've had the voice, that they are the establishment. Yeah. They've been running things for a long time. They've been gutless. They've betrayed the grassroots, and it's time for them to move to the side. And maybe maybe these younger people or different leader group that Marsha Blackburn talks about gets a shot.
I think Kevin's going to do a great job. He's a good guy.
You know,
go ahead.
Yeah, you're talking about bringing new faces to the leadership table and having some people that can get the job done. Of course, we've got Scalise and McHenry in the whip's office. Both are running for new positions. They're new to the leadership table. Here's part of the thing. We have passed about 300 bills in the House this year already. Nobody knows we have done that. The Senate has only taken up and finished work on about 44 of those bills. This is the disconnect. People do not see how much work House members have done, and a lot of it has been done by conservatives, and much of it has been done on a bipartisan basis.
Congressman Blackburn,
and that message isn't out there.
Let me ask, though, is Planned Parenthood the topic? Is that the one that perhaps the Republican Party should draw a line in the sand with, even if it meant or means shutting down government, to prove that it's not about pre-calculating the numbers, but taking a stance on principle?
I think what you're going to see is some language worked that will make certain Planned Parenthood gets no money, and there is no Title X grant money in a CR, and some language that will address that. I think you will see a CR move through the House. Work will begin on reconciliation. We will move toward an omnibus toward the end of the year, and you will see those funding components take place. Now, what we as conservatives want to do is have the opportunity to get inside these numbers and do some additional paring back and reductions in spending. We are just racking the debt up like crazy, and we have to do something with the entitlements, Medicaid being the largest, and then also looking at your trust funds, Medicare and Social Security.
Right. Senator Brown, the establishment, in my mind, are back on their heels right now. I think the exclamation point was Boehner's abrupt resignation. Is there any chance the establishment reads the writing on the wall, puts a finger in the air? I mean, these are career politicians. Although they tend to get reelected in their own district. Do they understand what's happening across the spectrum of the Republican Party, and there's no doubt where the momentum is.
Yeah, of course they do, and there are good people on the conservative, moderate, and liberal side of the Republican Party. And the problem, as Marsha pointed out, is there's a 60-vote threshold. There's been many arguments to blow it up and do as Harry Reid wanted to do and allow for a majority and be like the House. But the Senate was supposed to be the check and balance to a lot of the up and downs of the House. And for some of these issues, I've been vocal about, maybe we got to change the rules and just get the people's business done and get it to the president and let him be the bad guy.
I got to tell you, this battle, I think, is going to go on. And ultimately, I hope we get a battle over just using these CRs. How about a budget once and for all? Hey, thank you both
I would love it.
very, very much. Really
Thanks.
appreciate it.